Hi all, my name is Manny. I am a physical therapist and these are my 10 levels of hip flexor stretches. The order of the stretches are not necessarily important. The only thing that's important about them is that I start off with a more foundational hip flexor stretch and then we gradually progress into more functional stretches. And then the last stretch or two, I will incorporate a bit more stability into the hip flexor.
Okay, so the second stretch here after the standing stretch is kneeling quad stretch. You want to bring the pelvis back and then hold it there for some time. After that, the second variation of this is pulsing forward and back. Again, make sure that your pelvis is rotated back, your core is engaged and glutes engaged throughout the entire movement here. And then of course, after we take advantage of the sagittal plane to stretch the hip flexor, we'll focus on the frontal plane, which admittedly will also help stretch the adductors out, which is an important component to get optimal extension. And then the third variation here. This here, you are just rotating the pelvis through the shoulder. Ideally, try to keep the pelvis squared here. I did not do as good of a job, but it gets the point across. And then same movement pattern, but this time you're driving with the legs, so you're stepping forward with the leg to get a little more dynamic stretch. Again, make sure you're not bailing into your low back. And then with this variation, you're going side to side, stepping out to the side, and then stepping in to get again take advantage of a more frontal plane stretch in the hip flexor. And then same idea here, you want to take advantage of your rotation to stretch your hip flexor in the transverse plane by stepping in left rotation and then right rotation. Lost my balance there a little bit, but it's not going to be perfect all the time. Okay, so standing version. So here you're going to get into a staggered stance, one foot on the box. Again, keep the core and glute engaged here. You're not building to your low back as you pulse forward and back. And then make sure that you stay in hip extension to maximize the stretch in the hip flexor, and then pulse side to side. And then this same idea here, you want to take advantage of your rotation in the hip to stretch the pelvis in the transverse plane. And then the sixth variation of this is driving with the hands instead of the pelvis. Of course, I'll demonstrate this on this side. Same, I named it number 7 because I want the total number of stretches to feel like it's 10 stretches because I don't like odd numbers. All right, let me get rid of this because the rest will include some stability and I don't want to lose my balance here. So here, find a comfortable staggered stance. This is not quite comfortable for me, so I switch up real quick and then just make it more dynamic. Step forward, go through hip extension without bailing to your low back, and you should feel a stretch in the hip flexor as you drive with the hands. And now this is where you toe tap as you reach forward. Get optimal hip extension here instead of reaching for the box to include a bit more stability in the hip flexor. And then when you're real comfortable there, try to go through the motion without toe tapping.
Thank you for watching. I hope this inspired you with some ideas on how to stretch your hip flexors. I would definitely appreciate a like if you found value out of this, and of course I would love to see you back here as I'm trying to build a community that cares about their well-being in a human body. So I'll see you all in a few days.